We're live. All right, we're live here. Hey, yeah, there's my hand. We're live here after hours at the Titanic conference in Pigeon Forge. Game. I don't want to read comments, but we said we would go do a live stream after our presentation here at Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. Here we are again at Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. We had a presentation today where we talked about the game. I hope you guys watched it. Everybody here told me they enjoyed it, even though we had some technical problems. We have some people playing the game. We had some people doing virtual reality. We had Alan St. George just doing virtual reality. If you don't know Alan St. George, he's technically an advisor for the game in a sense because he has sculpted a lot of amazing pieces of his own art, and they're going to be in the game. I just 3D scanned for the game, for our own purposes, this replica cherub. This cherub was sculpted by Alan St. George, and this is an exact replica of the one that was on Olympic and supposedly Titanic. It's pretty accurate because the base has been recovered from the wreck of Titanic, and it matches Olympic photos almost. There's a few differences, and of course, Alan is a rivet counter like us. He loves Titanic, and he found the differences between Titanic and Olympic. So here's the cherub from the grand staircase. It's full size. The torch is gold leaf, 24 karat gold leaf. You can actually buy one of these from Alan's website if you want. There's Alan right there in the tuxedo. You can go to TitanicClock.com. You can buy a bunch of his stuff. Did I just knock down all of his business cards? I might have. I'll pick those up. But he sells Honor and Glory, Crowning Time, the namesake of our game. He sells 1/2 scale versions of the clock, which he sculpted, 1/6 scale, and smaller scales. He also sells replica statuettes from the dining saloon, which we also 3D scanned for the game. Now, I want to show you some other stuff that's going on over here. So the virtual reality is going right now, so they're not doing it. We've been doing it all night. It's 11:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Let me show you what's going on here in the room. The room has died down a little bit. The conference technically ended earlier tonight. The conference is a meeting that happens yearly here in Pigeon Forge with Titanic enthusiasts, Titanic historians, Titanic fans, just people who enjoy Titanic. So what we did, what we were here for was to talk about updates of our game and basically Honor and Glory as a whole, because now we like to say that, oh, there's Kyle, that Titanic Honor and Glory is more than just a game for us. As we're working on it, it has become more. There's Kyle and Zeno. Say hi, Kyle, to the YouTube audience.
Hi, YouTube audience.
So, I was just saying to everybody there that we showed them. I showed them that the demo was being played over there. VR is going on. But we also have a bunch of our 3D printed stuff.
And a printer.
And a printer. It's printing. You might have noticed from our live stream today that up on the podium there, on the desk rather, we had a couple of items. Some of the items that we had there were, this is now YouTube.
Oh, now YouTube.
Now it's YouTube.
Let's check the David.
Let's check. Well, check. I'll get to the David. Don't you worry.
Let's
Don't you worry.
crank this thing.
Okay, crank the David. See, the reason why we 3D print stuff is not just because we want to have these stuff. I've had wine because Tom's not here. I'm the one who has to drink the wine. We have this stuff not just because we want to have this stuff sitting on our desk, but and not because we want to sell it to you guys, which helps to fund us in the short term, but it also helps us to understand the different pieces of sometimes mechanical gear, sometimes rooms. Sometimes it helps us to understand Titanic. 3D printing a davit helps us to understand how the davit worked. James Cameron understood how the davit worked once he was able to actually use a Welland davit full scale. He got replica davits made from the Welland Company. He had to make them heavy duty just for safety concerns because he was going to actually launch them on a set with a lifeboat full of not crew members, but passengers. Kind of not really passengers, but what do you call people who are in a movie? Actors and stuntmen. Or extras. And you know, Kathy Bates.
She's in a league of her own.
She's in a league of her own. But yeah, oh, you do see a couple of other 3D products here.
Could you film him real quick?
Oh yeah.
Show him. Looking for him. They wanted me like speak.
No, you can't. No, none of that.
Not with the dab right there.
Titanic Honor and Glory After Dark. So yes, there's a couple of other ships here. You know, our store sells a lot of 3D models. It's because we have a love of these ships, and because Zeno and Tito, they produce these ships. They're awesome. Zeno and his wife paint them. It's amazing. I want all of them. Unfortunately, there is a back order, so I don't get any of them. But please have patience for these models. I'm going to talk more about the demo that's being played over here. Virtual reality is going again. We'll go over there in a little bit. But I want to talk a little bit about the products over here. You got the basic stuff that's going on. The lifeboats, plaques. These are all sold on the website. And, oh, here's a new thing that's going to be sold soon. The Harlan and Wolff. Let's go look at this one. I like this one better. I like the contrast better on this one. This one is the Harlan. This is the builder's plaque that would be on the front of the ship on right, well, it's not there, right on the bow of the ship, right about there. So we're going to be selling that soon. Hopefully this is there's a lot of prototypes here. Here's a cool prototype of just, you know, a cabin sign. Hopefully we can do a lot of different numbers. People who have contributed money to the project and are on the return voyage, maybe as a gift they'll get their cabin number. I'm not sure because there's a lot of cabins on the ship, but we'll see. We'll see. There are a lot of concept models here, like the Edmund Fitzgerald. You can see a bunch of other boats around here. It's actually just one that Kyle did. You could also see here. Sorry, I played with the telegraph earlier, and I was the one who got it all straight. Yeah, but yeah, we have an engine telegraph here from the bridge or the docking bridge.
It's not painted.
It's not painted yet, but it's very super detailed, and hopefully it's a prototype. It's something that we want and to have fun with. But if you look at this right here, this is the dial. Here's a larger version of the dial, and it's actually somewhat translucent. So
You gotta.
I need a nice. Oh, I'm gonna go with the Cherub. This can actually. It will work, and it will light up. It will light up like on the real ship. We have a lot of stuff that'll be great for collectors like ourselves. So, you know, you can have many different dial faces for the 5 different engine telegraphs on the bridge. This is actually made out of a little bit of wood. So you'll have the other, you have the 2 main telegraphs with a little difference. I don't know what they're called. I'm not an expert like Kyle's in the exterior. This one's actually printed with a different printer. What's the printer called again? UVL?
SLA.
SLA, the
Yeah.
SLA printer, which
Almost.
I'm getting there. The SLA printer. FDM.
And SLA.
This is an FDM printer over there. Prints in the layers and the filaments.
Multiplastic, yeah.
Multiplastic, and this is the FLA.
SLA.
SLA.
SLA with resin.
SLA with the resin and the UV light.
Exactly.
So, and you can see the detail that happens when you use the SLA printer. This is pretty awesome. This little Titanic is the same Titanic that's right here, but it's printed with SLA, and it's smaller, and the detail is fine. So we're hoping there's things like that soon. There's prototypes all over the board here. These are obviously for sale still. Titanic. This is Lusitania, I think. Test of the California or Arabia. Kyle tested printing part of the Grand Staircase cornice and stained it out of real wood. Some more davits. Kyle just finished printing part of a davit right there.
Oh yes,
the crank.
Let's go get it in there. I'm trying to get this. I've been having trouble printing these davits for the conference, And,
It's made of a bunch of different parts.
Yeah, and I'm trying to change sizes of parts to get it to fit. This is printed actually with the resin printer.
That's the resin printer?
Yeah.
Oh, it's the resin printer.
Yeah. These parts are terrible with the regular 3D printer, but
are
they
they?
can be not too terrible.
We don't want terrible products. That's why they're all prototypes.
So
still.
here we got a little shaft that's printed, and just that off there.
Oh.
Now, let's see. Let's try to fit this in here. There you go. Let's see. Is it gonna work? Yeah, more or less.
It fits.
And then we can take one of these, this small gear here, and I'm gonna glue that on there. Glue that in there somehow.
And the finished product, because we don't have all night,
Yeah.
kind of becomes this.
Yep. Basically.
I look forward to getting possibly something, two smaller davits in a lifeboat this size that don't move, but like just a display of two lifeboats and a davit. And I think someone in the comments just did the exact same thing. So we have lots of ideas for this because, like I keep saying to everybody at this conference, these are all items that we want. And if they're items that we want, other Titanic and nautical nerds will want.
Finally got that in there.
There you go.
So
Look
that's
at it.
good.
The gears work. It's ridiculous.
Yep.
And there are gears inside the Telegraph,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So the Telegraph actually is like full in a sense,
Yes.
right? Which is pretty cool. Okay. The other big thing on the table, which I guess I won't ignore any longer, is the 1/200 scale trumpeter prototype model, which Zeno has finished, which he has been working on like nonstop for 5 weeks. And it's an amazing model kit of the Titanic. It's museum quality, and if anyone wants an awesome model of Titanic and has the time and the patience and the money to build one this size, you will not be disappointed, and you'll get a museum quality model out of it. He didn't do any modifications to this. This is like right out of the kit, as the instructions said. Well, more or less.
While you talk about that, I'm gonna lube
Just
up
a
this
propeller.
down.
You live above that. Yeah, the only thing that Zeno changed really, it's controversial, not really, but he 3D printed a 3-bladed center propeller.
For example, it's only controversial if you don't like evidence.
Yeah. See? Oh, I'll go this way. Watch out, Lusitania. That's not Lusitania. That's Britannic.
It's only controversial.
So he 3D printed a 3-bladed center propeller, because that's the one thing he really desired, and he got it. So besides that, this is the model as is, right out of the box. This one just happens to have really awesome, amazing craftsmanship that went along with it to create this thing of beauty. So if you take a look, I'll give you a quick little pan above the model. People have been looking at this all weekend long with their jaws wide open. It's honestly probably the best model I've ever seen of the Titanic. I have to say, it really is. It really is so amazing.
And the plastic quality. It just snaps together.
It just snaps together. It's really that good. It's really that good. It's a great model. And we do have 3D models of the Kaiser Wilhelm the Grosser, don't we?
Yes,
we do.
we do. Yes, we do.
It's in our store. We do have a Kaiser
available.
Wilhelm. Which one's this one?
The Republic.
It's the Republic. I'm sorry.
Yes.
I don't know my White Star liners.
It's a prototype.
It's a prototype Republic that doesn't require painting and
Yes.
might be a little cheaper.
Exactly.
Yes, a prototype Republic which doesn't require painting, like these guys right here, and that means it might be a bit cheaper, and we might be able to produce it a bit faster, because that's the biggest thing right now, is that painting these guys is really labor intensive, but the paint job is definitely worth the wait, everybody, because these are quite amazing too. Okay, I want to look at one other 3D printed object really quickly. If you were watching our live stream this afternoon, or this morning, I guess it was like 9 a.m. Here is our crown and glory kind of 3D printing so far, I have to say. It is our 21 light candelabra from the D-Deck reception room from the game, 3D printed. Not in full size, because I think that'd be rather massive. But this is a prototype one. Yeah?
I'm listening in since I'm there.
Okay, sorry, I was distracted. So this is 3D printed, and it's taken directly from the game. It's literally the game model, more or less. Kyle modified it a lot to get it to be 3D printed.
I'm gonna break this here.
He's gonna break it.
You see, it's right now. It's whoa.
Oh my God, he literally
I
broke
did break it. Here, all right. So you see here, there's a hole where there eventually would be wires to go through.
Yeah, this is going to be lit, literally.
And then the
This
bulbs.
this is clear plastic,
Yep.
and LEDs would go in here, so it won't create any heat.
Yep. I can't get this off, and I don't want to break it. But
Yes.
there's a space in here where you can put an LED bulb, something small.
So the plan is to wire this one, this size. We also want to have smaller size ones, and possibly bigger, maybe full size ones someday.
Full size will take forever.
Full
but
size will take forever.
In theory, we could do it, and we're going to do it at some point.
Yes. So this is what size roughly is this, by the way?
This is 2 feet high.
Yeah, but what scale?
I have no idea. I'm not a math person.
Not a math. It's okay. I'm not a math person either. I mean, if we take it, pick this up. Bring this to the cherub.
To the cherub. Okay.
Put it near the cherub, near the pedestal.
They're about the same size.
So I want to see. We can kind of guesstimate how big this is, the scale of it. So earlier, yeah, really, if he drops this. Earlier, I 3D scanned the cherub. I mean, it should be. It should be the width of the base of the cherub.
What half? One half.
I think it is half scale.
Yeah.
It's half scale.
About half scale.
It really is.
Did you get you extra here?
It's half scale, everybody. Okay, so we have 3D printed a half scale candelabra from D-Deck. That's what it is. That's pretty awesome. So maybe someday you can buy. So if there's somebody out there who really wants to, you will eventually produce a full-scale candelabra. You can also purchase 2 of Alan St. George's Newell pedestal bases, and then one of his cherubs. Oh no, but he's also producing the aft grand staircase cherub too, correct? Yes. So if there's somebody out there who's really dedicated, they need to purchase 3 pedestals, 1 of our candelabras, and 2 of the cherubs for their home. So
And a building.
and a balustrade. At that point, you just have to actually recreate the grand staircase. So that's at that point you just got to go all out. You got to go. Oh, and a dome. Someone has to create a dome. So
That's doable.
it's doable.
It was
3D printing a dome is doable. Well, it's
do it.
a little dome maybe. Yes. So it would be neat. We do hope if you don't think you can afford one of Alan's full-size cherubs, don't worry, because he has smaller size cherubs available. I own this one and it's the perfect size. It fits on my bookshelf and I absolutely love it. It's the perfect one. We don't own an Honor and Glory yet. And I think we need to, because the name of the game is Titanic Honor and Glory, and it's very appropriate. Someone asked today during the live stream, during the presentation, was it Terry? I think I don't remember who it was, but they asked, why is it called Titanic Honor and Glory? And I said it's because of the name of the clock. It has a lot to do with the clock, and it's twofold because the storyline revolves around. The plot just has to do with your honor and glory. I don't want to spoil too much more. So we have the demo going right here. You can see someone's up in second class. The second class after staircase. There was a closed off space that you can't get into. Second class after corridors, I think on F deck. Yeah, that's the second class aft staircase. There's a clock. That's a window for an assistant purser, I believe. Oh, we have something special's happening over here.
Down that stairwell.
Something special right now.
Oh gosh. Oh.
Right here is Shelley Binder. She is
I'm
She's-
just trying to hold on to the
she is the great she's the great granddaughter of if you know any of your Titanic history, she is related to the Axe family who were in third class, and they survived the sinking of the Titanic. Last year, she put on the virtual reality, and she actually stood on the aft well deck where her family would have gone to escape the ship on the night of the sinking. So she literally stood in the same place where her descendants stood back in 1912 in virtual reality, basically. And it was kind of a special moment for everybody who was there to witness it. Now she's in first class. So
We're trying to get her to third class.
oh, third class. Oh yes, she's got to go down.
Going down, yeah.
Of course, Shelley wants to go to third class.
All right, so now E deck. So you want to turn to your left, no right, and that is the entrance to Scotland Road.
awesome.
And you want to turn, yep. You want to go that way.
Sorry.
That's forward.
Let me just look.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask a question about
I'm gonna hide behind
like
Kathy.
the grates or grills, or it looks like wooden grills there on the side. What are those?
There were gutters alongside the corridor here in Scotland Road.
For what?
Basically, it's still a deck down here, so every once in a while the crew would wash the decks, and so there's gutters on either side of the hallway, and so they would scrub the decks down and they would just push the water into the gutterway and they would drain down.
Wow.
Yeah, because the crew use the firemen and everybody uses this corridor, so it can get pretty grimy and dirty.
Huh. Interesting.
Yep.
So you know where I'm going, don't you?
I have a feeling I know where you're heading towards. Some third
Well,
class.
Yes, but I don't think I can go to 138.
Not
138.
not exactly. No.
But I'm going to the third class dining room.
Yes.
Okay.
So you want to head? No, go back to where you were looking right there.
Down that yes. Down that hallway.
Yeah.
Keep going, and then the stairwell's coming up on your left. There's the
This
stairwell
is it. This is the stairway down to.
into the dining room.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Okay. This is someplace I wanted to go. Oh. Wow. Oh my gosh. Wow.
So everybody just tuning in, this is the descendant of a Titanic survivor visiting the space where basically her descendants probably
Wow.
ate on board the ship.
This is amazing. This is absolutely incredible. Wow. So there's two sides?
Right.
So is that a mirror? What is,
Um,
or is that a,
That's the bulkhead into the other part.
So there's a bunch of different advertising posters for other White Star Line ships and other
Yeah.
ships of the International Mercantile Marine all over the wall. That one right there is a bunch of, gosh, I wish I could read it. There's rules and regulations that are posted in the dining saloon for the passengers, and it's listed right there.
wow. So can I go through this door?
Yes.
Or, I'm confused because there's.
I think you want to go into that side because you're in the aft side, and the aft side was reserved for the single men, and the forward side was for the family and the single women.
So
And
she would have been
she,
a single woman.
and that's yes. So this is that side, because that's the stairs down from the aft side. Yes.
I want to sit in one of these chairs.
You gave me a chair yesterday, so
We'll get you a chair.
right.
Nick, Matt, will you help? We're gonna do the same thing we did with me with the chair for Shelley. She's in the dining room where we're doing the chair basically for her.
I didn't do this.
Oh, you didn't do this yesterday when I sat? Oh, sorry.
Okay, now turn this way a little bit more.
Face towards the
Okay, I'm gonna guide you. Okay.
Help her sit down in the chair.
Okay. Okay. Right
I'll move the chair. Face it towards the table.
Cheese to the table. Oh, right there should be good.
This
I'm
is
moving the chair right behind you.
this is 4D now.
I got the chair right behind you here.
Okay, you're good. Right there.
Oh, wow.
She's a little low, but yeah.
Yeah, and a little bit. Wait.
I
See if
feel
you-
like a kid at the table.
Yeah.
Wonder if you can scoot up a little bit.
Okay, sure.
Maybe.
Yeah, you got plenty of room.
Yeah, you good. You can keep going about another foot or two.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
The
Uh-oh.
table's behind me now.
Oh no.
Wait, I'm in the middle of the table.
Good spotting her.
There we go.
Oh, gosh.
There we go. There you go.
Okay. Wow. I feel this is so realistic that I feel like I couldn't raise my arm because the table was here, but the table isn't here. That's a very odd sensation.
What's for dinner? I see a menu there.
Oh. Well,
Where is it? There it is. Yeah.
look, I'm trying to put this down on the table that doesn't exist. Let me see if I can. The focus. Where's that little button? Isn't there a button or a little
Yeah, there's a
wheel?
radial dial right here. Your finger's on it. Right here. There it is.
Oh, okay. Let me see if I can focus.
With VR, if you get super close to an object, though, it kind of gets blurry. So
Yeah.
you might need to close one of your eyes. You might be able to get a little closer.
Oh, there we go. Oatmeal porridge and milk. Smoked herring. She would have loved that. What is a jacket potato?
Is it like a potato skin? I'm not even sure.
Well, here's something. Here we got a problem. Ham and eggs. So she kept kosher, so
So not that.
yeah, probably not.
Yeah.
Cool. Plum pudding and sweet sauce.
Mm.
Wow. April 14th, 1912. Wonder what a cabin biscuit is.
It's basically just like I think it's more or less like it's supposed to give you a bunch of nutrients and like everything you need. It's kind of like a hardtack, I
Okay.
think.
All right.
Yeah, it's you're on a ship and that's if you're not feeling up for anything else, there you go.
This is amazing to see this detail, like with the watertight doors. Wow.
Oh yeah, it's right in front of you still.
It's right in
Yeah.
front of me.
Mhm.
Yeah. And just the mechanism it's kind of brilliant because it just works on that track and slides right across and closes. You know, you think of a door coming down, but it goes over. I'm still trying to avoid my hand hitting this table.
You don't want to hit the table or hit any of the
Yeah,
cutlery off. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I don't want to break any of the glasses or anything. I like that giant spanner or the wrench. And the fire hose. This is like completely awesome. Completely awesome. So I guess my question would be, I know there was a kosher chef.
Mm-hmm.
Was there a special place, like in the dining room, that they would go, or?
Not that didn't really manifest until the 30s on British and French ships. That's when White Star Line and Cunard really advertised that they had a special like kosher kitchen and kosher everything, mainly because of what was going on or starting to go on in Germany. But they did have special stamped kosher, cutlery and cooking
Yes.
ware, that would be inspected by a rabbi and pour every once in a while.
What did you have to request that?
I think you did, yes. I think you would just tell the third class would still have a table. Would still have a table steward, just like first class. Would still have a waiter, and they could say, I would please I'm Jewish. I would please request kosher. They would get the same food as they would in first class for kosher. They'd still have certain
Wow.
options.
Well, gosh,
Not the
I
same-
would
yeah.
probably tell a tale and say, hey, I'm kosher.
Kosher,
If
yes.
I could get the same.
Right, the same type of
Yeah.
not the same like quality, but the same type of food options. I mean, like they'd go all out for first class then to make it applicable for their dietary needs, of course.
Did they serve like big platters, and was it like family style or?
No, it was done, all the food was still done in bulk, but I know in first class, you know, they would come along and if you want like fish, for instance, they'd offer you a fish from their platter and they put it on your plate. And if you want vegetables, they come by with a plate full of vegetables and they then put it on your plate. But in third class, you basically just get it served. I mean, like I think gruel is still an option in third class,
Yeah.
always, and you know. It's kind of just still like made in a bulk quantity and given out. I mean, it's still good quality. I believe I read on a third class menu once that they had like a steak, more or less. You know, they had the best food in their lives probably for a
Right.
lot of them.
Absolutely.
It was,
yeah.
and there's linens on the tables.
Right.
There's bread on the table.
Right.
You know, these are things that they didn't have every day where they're from.
Yeah. I mean, she didn't have indoor plumbing, so you know, yeah.
People are asking the headset that she's using is a Pimax.
It's a Pimax. Which one?
It's a Pimax 5K Plus.
It's a Pimax 5K Plus. Is that what they're asking me? Sorry.
I keep trying to put the controller on
On
top
the
of the
table,
table in front of me.
So you can relax and just enjoy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so should I go through? So I'm sorry if I'm pestering or taking too much time.
No, you're fine.
I have a question about. I mean, if you're going to have, I know there was like maybe 80 Jewish passengers.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, wouldn't it make sense to like put them all in the same place and say, okay,
Mm.
you know, don't, you know, this is a kosher section or something?
I'm not positive. I know, because for example, in first class, it doesn't matter still. You know, their needs are attended to, and the waiters there are professionals. And I know in third class, the wait staff there still has to, they're attending to hundreds of passengers, and they're professionals at what they do still as well. I think a lot of the times the best way to compare the kitchen staff on Titanic is to just still compare it to like the kitchen staff on a cruise ship today. You know, it hasn't changed much. They still get the dishes out in the same fashion and the same preparation. At least in the first class pantry, they still have the preparation stations where they put things on the plates, and they still
Right.
go around and will offer you if you want some vegetables for your meal as well. You know, so I think it was something that the British really refined on their ships, more or less. But I don't think that segregation. It's not really segregation, but kind
Yeah.
of like, you know, for the pleasure of the wait staff, so they didn't have any like headaches of where to go, was done.
Yeah.
As I know it wasn't done in second class, not with the long tables anyway, and definitely not in first class. This is a question for Mr. Sauter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking
Yeah.
to my left here, and it looks like the Carpathia on the wall.
Doesn't it? You know what's really
Yes.
funny though?
What?
I've seen in a photograph of Olympics third class dining saloon
Yeah.
an advertisement for the Leyland line.
Yeah.
And it's definitely the Californian on
Are
it.
you serious?
Yes, 100%. It's
Why
the
would you?
it's
why
the International Mercantile Marine owned the Leyland line, and there was an advertisement for this one funnel ship. And I mean, it could be, the California had a couple
Yeah.
sister ships, but it's definitely that class of ships.
Uh-huh.
And I'm just like, oh my gosh, it's so ironic, and I have to stick that in the game as well, because obviously it's the Californian. It has to say Californian.
and you put that in there.
Yeah, it's somewhere in there. I
So
believe.
did you put the Carpathia in here?
No, not Carpathia, because that's not owned. I'd love to put that in, but it's Cunard line,
Yeah.
and they're competing, and they're
Right.
not owned
That's
by.
why
They're
I
not
was
owned.
confused.
Yep.
But I know it might be like some kind of sense of humor. Or,
Nope. This is a historical fact, everybody. It's definitely a Californian or one of her sister ships. I forget their names, but you can Google it. You can find that picture. It's quite common.
Okay.
You might have to stand up now.
Oh no.
Or you're going to be crawling around the ship.
Okay, gotcha. Oh, I'm trying to put
I'll,
my hand
I'll help
on.
you in real life.
Oh,
Oh, are you okay?
yep.
Okay, let's move the chair. I'm going to stand up too, as I've been on the floor this whole time. Okay.
These stairs are really cool, like the treads and how they're stacked like that. To see it from this angle gives you a whole new perspective on that.
She was just looking at their class space, which is way down on F deck, obviously, and it's an area where her great grandmother would have been on board Titanic. The Axe family, if you remember, I think it could have been Antillean. I'm not positive. I've looked it up a couple times, but yes. There's not much else that's going on here. People have been enjoying talking together. We have over here a bunch of great fans over there talking with Josh Noble, who's an advisor on the team, Chris Hood, fan, Hunter, Alan St. George, George B. He is a Titanic, a great Titanic historian. He's right there. There's also Zeno. We have some more going on over here. Kyle's just building davits and davits and davits. Yeah.
Does this demo have the third class demo room and the?
Yes, the third class general room is in this one.
You might want to see that on this too.
Okay, yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, the third class general room's on this one. Yeah. Look at that lovely bow. Yeah, it's late at night, everybody. The lack of people. It's like after. Is it after midnight? It's just after midnight. It was crowded. This is the late night crowd now. The event tonight was. We went to the Titanic attraction for dinner. That was it. It was a lovely time. We had a dinner. We had a little memorial session. We sang "Nearer My God to Thee," and yes, it was a nice, touching moment. It's rather late, so everybody here are dedicated to this subject of Titanic. So that's why they're going to be talking. Last night, Zeno and I were here until 2:30 in the morning, just talking about stuff, looking around, setting the stuff up, and then I had to get up for 7:30 to do the presentation. So I had lots of coffee and was kind of jittery. These davits are 3D printed. They actually crank. Kyle is enjoying these 3D printed davits. He's going to, hopefully we're gonna get these davits refined and sell these davits of different sizes, different scales, and different variety of davits. When I say different varieties, I mean I'm really wanting davits smaller, with a lifeboat, kind of like just sitting, chilling right there. My phone battery is about to die too. So I'm gonna just quickly glance through the chat that I completely ignored this whole time. Yes, phone. I see low battery of 7%. So these davits move. I don't know if we'd sell a combination of lifeboats and moving davits. That was the first thing I saw. What we're thinking of doing is selling a lifeboat and davit set this size, but the davits would be a little too small to actually perform properly. At least 3D printing them that way. And there's no more comments. Okay, good. People are asking for demo 4. I mentioned in the not live stream. Well, it was a live stream for you guys, but I mentioned in the stream earlier this morning, many years. It feels like years ago now. But after we all get back home to our homes, my friend and I, which I don't know where he went, Kyle and I are going to be hunkering down. Oh, a charger?
Yeah, it's silly.
Oh, Frank, you saved my life.
I don't know how much charge it's got.
I need to find my cord.
Here's Acorn, but I know it's the same. That's an Apple product.
It's not an Apple product. It's a Samsung, so it's annoying.
Oh, well, this is Android.
It's Android. It's the newer Android though, so it's like the round edges doesn't have a bend. That's the thing. I'll try. That's okay though. Thank you. Where's Sven? Where's Sven? Thank you, Frank. Sven who? What? Someone said demo 4. I don't know about that, but what we're working on. When Kyle and I get back to our respective places and homes, we're going to be refining all the stuff that we have in our current mega demo. The current mega demo is this hunk of a dude right here. I don't know why I just called the mega demo a hunk of a dude, but it's late. But this is it right here, and oh my goodness gracious, that was. Are you okay over there, Shelly?
Yes.
Oh my God, Kyle, help her out. But yes, so yeah, Kyle and I are gonna like go through this. We're gonna refine stuff, all the huge shopping list of corrections that the team has made. Not just the team, but the historians who have looked at this and said, Matt, you have to fix this. I know. We're gonna go through that and hopefully get them all done, refined. Optimization is gonna be the biggest thing ever. Final texturing of it went away. Final texturing of areas are finally going to get finished, such as the missing textures on the grand staircase that I know about. And proper UV mapping, everything to make this work for all the computers out there, just because we want to make sure it works. And I don't know what's going to happen with that. We'll see down the line. I know that demo will be made specifically to work for the best PCs we have, and it will also be made to work for our new VR system. So, we have a lot of other issues going on in the sideline, in the background that make it difficult for us. But yeah, Nick, do you have your phone charger by any chance, or your cord? Okay. Maybe I have 1%. 5%. My battery's up there too. It's up somewhere in the room. Something. My friend Nick, who drove with me from Massachusetts, is gonna go out there. So I don't know, and maybe I don't know about maybe Max. No, I don't know I don't think it's gonna be. I don't know if it's gonna be a public release thing. I know. I apologize for that, but we're gonna see what's gonna happen about everything. There's a lot of things we're trying to do again with this trumpeter model. I don't know if anyone asked about the trumpeter model, but I just want to say that we were asked to basically review the trumpeter model directly, and Kyle and Zeno did. They reviewed it. Zeno built the trumpeter model, and Kyle reviewed it. More mainly Kyle. I did a little bit. Tom did a little bit. Zeno did a little bit. It was mainly Kyle, but he went through it a bit by bit and made a huge list of corrections, more or less to please the rivet counters out there. But to be honest, if you just build this kit as it comes without correcting anything, you'll be very satisfied. And I'm not and we're not paid to promote this model at all by Trumpeter, but it's so amazing, honestly. So this is a fantastic thing. So if you want an awesome Titanic model, there's finally one out on the market, and it's this one. This is the best one there is. So this model kit is from Trumpeter Scale Models. You can get it on their website. We're gonna see if we can do something with it too. So let's see, 4% battery. Shelly is. I could switch to the iPad, but hopefully my friend Nick gets my phone, my charger, and my cord. It's my cord. You went to go get it, yeah. So Shelly is going up through second class. She's slowly going to. I will try to find. I'm not sure if the large model has a link yet for purchase. It does. There's pre-orders available for the trumpeter model. So Shelley, again, who's a descendant, she's a descendant from Titanic survivors. The ex, I can't remember what the first name is of her great-grandmother. Great-great-grandmother? I apologize. But she's about to get into a third-class room.
Was it? Alright. It was like 50.
But it's interesting to see survivors, but it would have been interesting to see survivors,
Like
an actual
I'd
survivor.
love to see them being like, you got that wrong.
I would love to see a survivor have experienced this and be like, this was wrong.
Cry.
Yeah.
So you'd just be like, either be like, I don't want to touch it. Or
Right.
overwhelmed.
I can imagine from all the videos I've seen of survivors, I can imagine them saying like, "Oh no, that's enough. I want to go home." Kyle, help her out, Kyle. Nothing, help her out, Kyle.
Yeah.
She already made it there.
Oh, she did. Oh, good.
I say
Okay,
we
good.
reset it.
Oh, sorry, Matt. We're almost there. It's always the Edict Grand Staircase. Edict Grand Staircase is always the best place to go.
Anybody else who wants to control that, go ahead. Easy. You haven't played.
So we also have artifacts here, 2% battery. Charger.
Oh, I missed that.
Wait, chairs on EDEC. Yeah, EDEC is going to go through a lot of changes, everybody.
When I had to like board it,
Did you try to VR?
Changes on the Titanic. Story of Honor and Glory. I have a battery. Battery's now plugged in. It's charging. So I'll stay. I don't want to do this all night, so I'll stay for a little while longer. Who would sit there? First class ladies who are waiting to go upstairs. I mean, if you look at that painting that Ken Marshall did of the Grand Staircase during the sinking, it's looking down the well, and it's down the well. There's you see water churning right down here, and right down there, there's one of these chairs just washed up there into the water, in the stream of water, and Ken put that there. So if Ken put chairs here, we're certainly putting chairs there. So the stream is saved. So I guess I'll answer. So hopefully I'll answer some questions. If there's any questions about that, Kyle or Zeno or anybody who's here can answer. Hopefully they can. Kyle, can you hold this for 1 second?
I can try to hold it for 1 second. Oh my god, I dropped it. No.
Zeno dropped the trumpeter model earlier.
What?
He didn't actually drop the trumpeter model. He dropped the trumpeter model. It scared us.
Oh, so he trumped it.
We thought it was a real one.
Yeah, I told everyone I just answered questions, but I don't know if I got it. Let's see, what was that? Could I get another quick look at the model? Let's do a nice pan of this model.
Yeah, yes.
I'm gonna put this in your
Right,
pocket.
so I don't
You got
know.
it. I'm gonna put it in your
Yeah,
pocket.
I don't know if you mentioned it already, but yeah, this is the unassembled kit here.
Yeah, I didn't actually talk about that a lot.
Yeah, we have all the sprues for the parts. This is we got 2 kits. We left this one unassembled, of course, obviously. And so we turned Zeno turned this into this. So let's get a nice pan going over here. All right.
That's exactly it. It's just like that, too. That's right. And that whole shot.
I'm just going to be quiet and let you enjoy this.
It's a loading jump between Scotland Road, I think.
Yes. Oops. Glass. Right. Okay. Matt tells me I have to talk. I have to talk. It's so hard. All right. So what we've got here is lifeboats, and here we've got the bridge. We actually have some Zeno printed some custom telegraphs and wheels for the bridge. You can't see it. That's. I don't think so. Anyway. Whoa. Okay. That is a thing. Maybe you can see it.
The docking bridge has it, Kyle.
Oh, the docking bridge does have it, and naturally I can't quite. Okay, let's go back. Sorry about this. I am so sorry. I am not used to phones. All right. Okay, there we go.
The model of the docking bridge telegraph is actually this one.
Whoop.
Zoom out. It's that one just scaled down, which is also this one scaled down. So there's 3 versions of the same model right here. And then the actual one is the game.
I think that's Percement. Yes. It's very nice.
It goes ding 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 as it turns.
Oh, yes.
So yeah, it's pretty cool. And this actually is used with the dial face is translucent. So if we shine a light, which we don't have, I mean the best light we have been using is the tripod, is the cherub light. The cherub light. Let's go to the cherub. Oh wait, thank you. You can see that it will illuminate with a proper light behind it, just like it would when it was lit at night before it was extinguished properly, so that the crew could have their night vision unruined. So this is pretty cool. This is something that this is something I always wanted, an actual Titanic telegraph, and that's why we made sure to create one.
Right, so,
That's the model. That's a bit.
whoa. The zoom on this is crazy. Okay,
You're crazy.
so we're going to go over this with a fine-tooth
The
comb.
trumpeter model is amazingly accurate.
Somebody
for a commercial
broke.
kit.
Somebody broke off that thing back there.
I noticed that it was not there too.
Yes, that is a problem. We'll cancel
The
everything.
jack staff is missing.
The jack
unfortunately.
staff.
I mean, there's a hole for it, so there's a hole for the jack staff. It's one of the most amazing kits I've ever seen of any model kit. Any commercial model kit besides Titanic Honor and Glory 1/1000 scale 3D printed Titanic, hand painted. Withstand, with optional scale nomadic. I mean, this is quite impressive for the size. I mean, it still blows my mind. It's like, what? It's like, what is this? What is this boat? 1/200th, 1/1000. This is the nomadic. Look at the nomadic next to the Titanic. No, I'm not. This is our Titanic.
Mm-hmm.
It's our Titanic. So why do we have this big model here, Kyle?
Why do we have this big model? Well, they all know about the corrections, don't they?
Yeah, I already told them.
All right,
Yes.
that's why we have the big model here.
Oh, okay, thanks. Well, I mean, people just tuning. Yeah, we Zeno built this in 5 weeks. Kyle basically also corrected it in 5 weeks. I mean, I keep saying if you built it as it is, you're going to get a museum quality kit, and it's true. It doesn't need that many corrections. If you're a rivet counter like us, and you're going to obsess over the placement of ladders and doors, I mean, then you're going to have to move things over like a few millimeters, and that's not bad. How big is this big model? How big is this?
It's a roughly 4 feet 4 inches long. I'm not sure.
4 feet 4 inches long, so it's a meter and a half. I'm not good with metric.
What's 1/200 scale?
It's 1/200 scale. 1/200 scale, everybody. Does that help?
It might. These cords are going everywhere.
Yeah. 134 centimeters. I know, yeah.
And looking at fine details like this, these deck houses, it is really fun. Look at that. Look at that. Don't. Okay, that's it. This is. There you go.
Okay. All right.
I apologize if I dwell too long on certain features. It's just very beautiful.
I shall let everybody be informed.
Or don't, I mean.
Yeah. This is the easier way to create this.
Just. Yes.
It's the fastest way to do it.
I'm gonna lower this life up like in like 4 seconds. And we're done. I saved the deck. Oh yeah, it even has a dome. It has 2 domes. The domes are the correct shape.
Yes, they're not circles.
Look at that. It's an oval dome and it's got the wrought iron pattern there.
Can you show the light come through?
Yeah, the coolest thing is, let me my phone. I borrowed someone's phone. Well, no, you can still see the. You can see the light is the light is shining through the dome into the grand staircase landing right there. Yeah, it's brighter now. There's the light shining through the windows. Let's move
Mauritania.
Mauritania.
Well, you got the lights on here. Let's take a look at this. Look at the funnels.
The engine room is being worked on right now. I see someone just gave us $10 Canadian, so I want to see who that is. I didn't even know we were getting contributions, so thanks, Rail, fanning and stuff. The engine room is being worked on.
Oh, shine your lights on inside the bridge.
And the engine room will melt everybody's computer.
All
and so we
right,
optimize
let's look at this.
it. Oh my God! Don't zoom in like that. There you go. You can't. It pops to digital zoom or whatever, and it gets crazy. Bring the light this way.
Yeah, bring the light around here.
It's like It's like when James Cameron had to do his ROV stuff. Maybe not. Down.
A little more this way.
Oh wait. I got it.
This way?
You need 2 lights?
Maybe 2. Maybe 2 bots at the same time.
There we go.
Oh, he's got it.
Maybe 2 bots.
You know?
No.
There they are, and you can almost see the dials have textures on them.
No. I don't know most of the names.
We even have the emergency dial there. The red red dial.
Yeah.
All right, you can take your phone,
Thank y'all.
and we can get to a less.
I think this stream should end in 2 minutes.
Yeah. Whoops, sorry about that.
Yeah, the stream will end in 2 minutes because then it'll have been an hour.
Oh yes.
This model goes for like $500, I think.
I thought 400, but yeah,
I'm
something like
sorry,
that.
I apologize. I think it's 400 USD. And it comes with PE parts. Comes with decals. It doesn't come with rigging at the moment.
Yeah, no rigging. Well, not much anyway.
The hull is all one piece. The funnels are all one piece. I mean, this in my hand are just 3 pieces. There's just 3 pieces here. 2 funnels and 1 deck house.
Oh,
So you can see the size of it. And you can kind of see it up close at the detail they have in the decking. And they have the windows have a recess for the PE windows to go into.
what's it say under there?
Oh, it says 1/200 scale trumpeter or Titanic.
Yes, this is going to be an excellent kit, and this is the kit currently without corrections. Of course,
Yeah, the
we sent
pieces
them.
do just snap.
Yes. Yeah, that's how well this kit fits together. Is that it actually it does have very good tolerances, and it fits together almost perfectly, and you know, you're not going to have any weird issues like with other kits where you have like lines, like shear stripes cutting through windows. It like it's not perfect, of course, but it fits together extremely well, and it's very good. And of course, you know, by the time it's released, hopefully there will be some corrections implemented based on information we gave them.
Yes.
And
What did that person just say?
I don't know. Let's see.
You can scroll up.
Oh yes, technology.
Technology. Sarah Joe gave us $10. Thank you, Sarah Joe. Will we see Jack Thayer? I'm sure Jack Thayer is an important character. Jack Thayer is planned. Let's just say that. Jack Thayer is a planned character. I don't want to be put on camera saying it. But
Oh yeah.
Jack Thayer is
Incriminating.
Yeah, Jack Thayer is important. Yeah. Now everyone's gonna.
Did you show them the wood?
I did show them the wood.
The wood, 3D printed wood.
I hope I showed them everything.
Ah. Yeah, there is so much stuff here. Like here you got that wood there. I printed it using this filament. Nice woody filament from Hatchbox. It's very good. You just get like a 0.5 millimeter nozzle, or noozle if you prefer, and yeah, you just print that stuff.